Free Talk Live, the live Sunday edition of the program. You're invited to join us on the radio here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Apparently, there's a huge fence going up all around the Philadelphia convention site for the Democratic National Convention that is expected to start tomorrow. We can talk about some of the security measures there. Plus, last week, apparently, the FBI conducted a no-knock, no-warrant raid on activists during the Republican National Convention. We'll tell you about that here when we get a chance. But your calls come first to the phones and to the fun. We go to Greg in Pennsylvania. And we had a guy on Ricky earlier talking about a Greg who called in, and I don't remember everybody who calls the show. I couldn't even tell you who called last night. So I didn't remember you, Greg. But as soon as your face showed up on the Skype, I instantly remembered you because you're recognizable and memorable. So here you are. I guess you were the Greg he was talking about.
Yeah, Ricky was referring to me. I don't know Ricky from anybody, but yeah, Ricky, I'm in Pennsylvania, and I'm getting into your head. I simply called you guys probably about a week ago. We were talking about the carry law in Cleveland, just in fact in time for the Republican convention. And I wanted you to share what your feelings were on whether or not that was something that we should be able to do. And it just so happens I happen to be a black guy. I mean, I've been black all my life. I actually tell people I started out in radio. I was blonde and blue-eyed, and this is what happens when you get burnt out after 45 years. But now, Ricky, there's no conspiracy. I don't even know these guys. I call them from time to time. We run their network on my network. I looked for some alternative programming because we do mostly sports locally and regionally, and quite frankly, you guys do a hell of a good job. But I think Ricky's saying I'm getting into his head somehow.
Well, he's definitely something's in his head. I don't know.
Now, let me ask you this: is he like a
very significant phone call?
Is he a regular caller of yours or something?
He is one of our newest chronic callers. Yes, okay. He calls the show every single night.
Well, dude, whatever you're smoking, man, give it up. You know what I'm saying? It's like move on with your life. There's no conspiracy here. I don't know these guys. I'm close to Penn State University. I'm like an old dude, you know what I'm saying? I deal with geeks, like young techie people. I'm a geezer, and quite frankly, I can't hurt anyone. And
I appreciate you clarifying that. But somebody who's a paranoid conspiracy theorist is, of course, not going to believe a word that comes out of your mouth.
That's true. Well, good luck to you guys. He makes for interesting dialogue anyhow.
So what else is going on in your world, Greg? Anything you want to share about the conventions or anything that's on your mind?
Well, interesting enough, I'm watching 60 Minutes tonight, and I'm watching Hillary and her running mate. I believe the governor of one of the states. And
Virginia, I think.
We're looking forward to the Democratic convention after that circus last week with the Republicans. And, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to vote Libertarian this year, but then again, I want my vote to count. I don't persuade people.
Come on. Your vote will be counted if you vote Libertarian.
Well, that's true. But I mean,
you might not be voting for the winner, but ultimately, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump who wins, we're all going to lose.
If the winner wins by 10,000 votes, and you're only the difference between 9,999 and 10,000, so you might as well vote. Mathematically, there has never been an instance where one person has made a difference in a presidential election in the U.S., so you might as well vote what you prefer.
I think you should vote what's closest to your belief system. Odds are good. None of the presidential contenders will be in line with you on everything.
No, they're not.
But someone is going to be a little bit better than the rest of the pack.
Well, here again, my philosophy is quite frankly this. At the age of 62, and I've seen a lot of elections, and I went through the Vietnam era, and that whole deal, and I spent most of my life in music radio. The reality is, here's where I'm at. It's like, I have to vote for basically my conscience, and the bottom line is there are certain things that I believe in because of my belief system and the way I grew up. And unfortunately, I've seen a lot of things happen to black people over years and years and years and years. I see the bill of goods that they sell us in the Democratic Party, of course, the Republican Party, the party of Lincoln, and he freed the slaves. So if he would not have freed us, I could probably still be working on somebody's plantation.
Really, though, did he?
No, he didn't. He didn't. But they would have us
Lincoln
believe
actually fought the Civil War to keep the Union together.
Right.
He didn't really care.
He didn't free a slave in a country that he was president of.
Well, that's true. Yeah. So
like every other politician, he's just a scumbag, just like the rest of them are today.
Historically,
But,
I think it's a matter of educating our children.
People being abused in their rights. Obviously the police do not treat minorities very well. They don't treat poor people very well. And I suspect that the police
it depends on the city.
I think that the police state is going to continue under both Trump and Clinton. Probably Jill Stein from the Green Party and Gary Johnson from the Libertarian Party are two characters who, are at the very least, understand the problem with the police state. What they're willing to do about it, I don't know. But
and those two folks will garner some votes, but the reality is where are those votes coming from? Either Hillary or from Donald.
That's false.
That's
not necessarily true.
You don't
there
think?
are a number of people who have never voted who would vote for a third party if they knew about them.
Okay.
There are people who are frustrated with the Republicans and the Democrats, and they're not wanting to vote for either one of them anyway.
And my vote doesn't belong to Trump or Clinton, so it doesn't come from them. It comes from me.
Well, here we need to aside the I don't know, the rhetoric that Ricky just spilled out. It's like, Ricky, we're not out to get you. It's like, dude, just come to the table and speak some half-decent dialogue, and I think everybody will be okay with that.
Greg, thanks for your call.
Thank you,
guys. I
guys.
appreciate the call. You always sound good, by the way. Appreciate that.
Thanks.